What's poppin'? I'm back at it again with some more Soul Friend. Let's go. And this is gonna be kind of more of a composite of different adventures all into one overarching thing. And the overarching thing, hopefully you guys get it, is the undead. The first scene was just the entrance to this lovely place. A little bit of a visual bug, but again, if it's just me, then just ignore it. If not, just look at it, look it up, and hopefully the devs will change it before this game gets fully
I'd
released.
be
But yeah,
keen to see it whole.
she be talking about repairing shit, and I'd be like, okay, go ahead, repair it. But then, like, I can't find the thing that she's talking about in her like inventory, in her like her action bar or whatever, however you want to call it. So it's so weird, bro. I'm literally just trying to make like more gear. There's this kind of like gladiator sword that I can craft, but I have to get her like companionship, our bond to level 3, and right now it's at a steady 1. So gotta craft to get it up too. So it's like I really am searching for more. I'm really am searching for like the ingredients and stuff to craft random things. Man, no lie, like fighting a lot of these like undead creatures is kind of insane. They are always in like packs at least, and they're kind of like difficult to deal with in groups because they're just a relentless onslaught is the best way I can describe it. So I get that cool ass parry off, you know what I mean? The parry only helps if there's like one of them. If I back to back parry, then like I'm safe, but like that third hit's coming, so it's a little bit of a challenge, Honestly, right now, again, my goal is still to get all the world trees, and I believe I get my last 2 in this video. After this, I think I'm gonna just try and find the bosses and the last main quests that were up. And then I'll be like completely caught up with the game, which would be pretty cool. I just want to know, like, what are they gonna add more? But again, I'm gonna worry about them more once I reach the end. Only have 2 like serious main quests to go, and then the whole side quest adventures I'll be doing probably be, I don't know, maybe elongated. I'm not quite sure. I found this temple, right, and it had like a wolf on the door, but it was like collapsed. So I wonder if there's like some wolf enclave or faction to join, and they're just like super hard to find. I might join them since I roll solo dolo anyway. Might as well just be a wolf. Oh yeah, I figured out how to destroy them shits too. I hated looking at these things, so the fact that they're actually like breakable, so nice in my mind. Funny enough, right? A giant head, and to get rid of it, you gotta poke it in the eyes. I just feel like there's some level of like poetic justice in that, bro. Cause like I'm throwing it right in his eye, right? So it's like it makes no sense to me why it's not breaking. Alright, whatever. I wish I could like get material from breaking those things. Well, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Oh my god. bruh, this Harry Potter shit. This man needs to get off of me. Expecto Patronum type shit. Like, so he's gonna make me want to light this bitch up for real, and with the magic stag to purify your soul for real. But fuck it, I'm free. We gonna let it rock. But we can't live. We can't let him be. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna steal more souls. So yeah, we're on to the next one. And honestly, like this whole adventure, this whole video does remind me of all like the spooky stuff, you know, like I was after like this whole adventure, I was like in the mood to watch like some like R.L. Stine, Goosebumps, probably read some Goosebumps, you know, Scooby-Doo. God damn it, not again. I gotta break out, man. Trying to suck my soul out, bro. I thought they'd at least take me on a date first before they try to do that shit, man. But I'm always wrong, man. What the fuck? But yeah, you know, like after this adventure, I really did want to watch some R.L. Stine, some classic Scooby-Doo, especially the one where they're at the... It was like the live action. I hate calling it live action, but it was like the real version of it where they're on the island with Scrappy-Doo being the main villain, and him stealing the souls in it's like it was like in an amulet they put in some like robot guy's chest. Yeah, like, I don't know. I was just in a real craving for some like classic spooky shit. It's probably what I'm gonna do once I'm done with this recording. But yeah, since this is all about the spookums and this isn't, we're not in October, what's y'all's favorite like horror movie? And it has to be like specifically ghosts and ghouls. For me, like I don't know, like again, I'm always like going back to like the Scooby-Doo, R.L. Stine. Like I can't really think of any good. I mean, I want to... Zombieland? Zombieland is a good one. I was going to say World War Z, but I believe that's a show, not a movie. I think I'm thinking of Citizen Z? I don't know. There are so many zombie spin-offs, zombie shows, and they're all varying in what's the word here? Quality? Varying quality, right? I think Citizen Z is kind of like wet your whistle type, and I kind of enjoy the movies or the zombie like flicks more if the zombies are faster and they evolve. So like what's that really popular one that I watched it too? Carl was a problem, bro. That little kid needed help. And Michonne was fire too. Michonne was kind of like my favorite. And then when she turned into a mom, I'm like, you know, when the lioness is like, you know, put in the motherly position. Daryl was like probably my favorite nigga in the whole thing, but you know, that's because I can really relate with Daryl. I feel like me and Daryl were like, I would definitely, if I could find the right teacher, I would be a hunter. I would be out there with like a crossbow, just try to fucking eat whatever I catch and shit. You know what I'm saying? I do want to own a motorcycle, like, you know what I'm saying? Daryl's is bad relatable. Not relatable. But like after they bashed that one Asian dude's head in, like with Negan and all that shit. I was like, all right. As soon as the Negan season ended, and I played him in Tekken 7, I was like, all right, I think I'm done with this show. The Walking Dead, it took me so long and talking about some of the characters to like really realize. But anyway, this here made me mad because I had to go through kind of an irksome puzzle. Obviously, I rushed through it, and I didn't even get really much that I felt like was notable out of it. Y'all let me know, was this worth the hassle? In my opinion, no. I feel like they should add more into into what we get out of like puzzles and boss battles to really make the player base like to really make it feel like it's worth the shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's my opinion. You know, if you guys agree, like just make your voices known so they want to add more, right? Because in this game in particular, they were saying how they're gonna be listening to the people more. So again, I think we should just get better drops. I also feel like, letting us get like armor drops, weapon drops off of foes we face would be pretty cool too. But yeah. All right, so we're still in the same dungeon. It just kind of changed a little bit. I don't really know why that happened, but spookums are still here. Haha. And the rocks are cool. I feel like I really did that. Got the turtle unlocked to fight these guys. Oh my god, not again. Nah, bro. Get off. Crazy shit, man. You guys are really getting okay, so. Oh man, I missed the soul. Now this is gonna be a lot more than what I was thinking. I wish in this game you could like walk onto targets. So that way it's not too hard to like focus, you know what I'm saying, and really see what the target is. You're not kind of like shooting past your objective or your target. I've had that happen to me in a few combat situations. You guys saw it happen to me in this one. And it's kind of annoying. I just would like the option to lock on if I want to, you know. But yeah, what do you guys think? Again,
found something, have you?
Since at the end of this,
I'll try not to see it ruined.
At the end of this recording, right, I've unlocked the whole map, so I'm gonna start trying to do some co-op stuff and see how it goes, right? But I'm a little apprehensive because the co-op stuff I want to do is basically all gonna be boss stuff, so I'm trying to see what that boss stuff really is, and if it's gonna be interesting. Damn it, man. Just things that like experience is just like something else. I also want to see like what kind of drops you get from them. Like right now, I feel like I fought a lot of like field bosses, right? But I haven't really. I don't know if like those are the bosses, the field bosses. But I would like to experience like all of them to really get like a full grasp of the game. But yeah, funny enough, being in a death dungeon, it's quite hard to stay alive. That's something that I've come to enjoy too, the fact that it's not easy to survive regardless of levels. I feel like they're just like it's just, again, it's just because of the mobs. If you ran into like this spot with like a posse, I'm pretty sure it'd be pretty manageable. Yeah, just trying to find my way out. That's kind of what I like about this game too, is that this is like the underground stage of the map, right? And it feels like a pretty beautiful. I really can't fight here. kind of low. Oh my. I feel like I'm running away from a bunch of movers. Just trying to get my health. And I'm like, okay. I can't not again. Bro, the fact that I didn't parry that is amazing. But yeah, man. You know, I don't know. Like this game is a journey. This game is a journey. And at the beginning stage of it being so well thought out is very. I like it a lot. I just, again, I'm curious on if they'll ever put in mounts or I don't know, let the monsters actually got weapons. I feel like that one was kind of a weird flex, how they're like, oh, you have to craft all your weapons and all your gear and stuff like that. Like, that's cool and all, but like, how come I can't just get them from because I fight some pretty high level monsters. Having like a weapon that like scales up with you, or like even like different weapons cosmetically that have like different skill trees. Maybe like there's a lesser and greater variants of say swords, and like the greater variants or like the hyper variant is
I'd
like
be keen to see it
the
all.
best you can get, and it has like more of the skill tree unlocked to where you know your combat actually changes. And say like for this instance, since I'm in like kind of like a undead death area, say that there's like a sword that commands that, and, you know, maybe I summon like skeletons, or maybe like I do like some of these theater effects, like again there's a boss battle that you guys are gonna see at the end of this video that could harken to some like other abilities that they could give weapons. You know, the monster that I combat isn't, well, it's like a hybrid class. If I'm being honest, there is potential for like different classes, you know what I'm saying, with different weapon types. I just want to know how they're going to combat, because the way this game is right now, like I could see this being a really good party game, but I don't really see too much of why the lone wolf will play this game. Like, it's a whole lot of walking. You get done with a dungeon like this and you basically get nothing. Like, y'all see once I get to the exit and I find like an exit, there's not really, I didn't really get anything out of this in particular, right? Other than like EXP. And again, like, that's kind of like the frustrating thing about this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go through so much trial and tribulation just to get to the other side and be like, I'm the same way as I came in, as I came out, and to me that's so like, I just feel like that's so lame. Like, after a dungeon of like this magnitude, of like this like difficulty, of like this element, you know, I would expect to come out of the dungeon feeling different, feeling stronger, feeling like it changed me in some sort of way. But I don't get that like here at all, you know. And that's kind of like the big thing that frustrates me about this game. It's like the more time I play, I don't really feel like my character changes all too much, you know what I mean? Like, And don't get me wrong, like some aspects of grinding is important and it feels good, you know, but when you have to grind just to see small change is that can be kind of daunting. It's like chewing some really tough cheese, right? You know what I mean? Like it's just like you're waiting for it to dissolve in your mouth where you can swallow it instead of like having this big chunk of cheek lay in your throat and you're just chewing for like 15 minutes and you're like, bro, this is so goddamn exhausting. I just want to swallow the food, you know? It's not, it's like, it takes too much energy just for one thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just, the, I don't want to, the juice isn't worth the squeeze, okay? The juice isn't worth the squeeze. Especially if it's like, you're squeezing 1,000 lemons for a drop of juice. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, oh my god, this goddamn motherfucker keeps sucking me dry. Oh my god. There's too many of them! When it circles you like that, like, I think Gator was just about to do this. Oh fuck. Speaking of, oh fuck, I'm getting stuck. God damn. I'm like, I wonder what I taste like, and I'm like, let's not go there. Someone says, quickly, it tastes like chocolate. Did you say chocolate? More undead fuckos. I'm like, oh, part of me wanted to call them undead sucking fuckos. Oh no! Ah shit. There's another suck fucko over here. Yeah, these sucko who have been relieved. You have been cleansed. Set free from this mortal coil. Unlike me, I must continue on. Yes, the exit. But again, I go back to what I was saying earlier. You know, I found the exit. You know what I'm saying? I get to the door and there ain't no reward. There's no like thank you for playing. There's no like legendary weapon stuck in a stone. Like, yeah, but we're off it now because we in a new place and it's in this kind of wacky space. I gotta do a quest real quick so I can open up the gate. And yeah, like this is just another way to find another enclave. I think it's called the Rose. Something Rose Enclave. And yeah, like the quest wasn't too hard to do, honestly, just because the monsters weren't that strong. I say that, but then I fought the like mini boss in the area, and he like killed me once, I think. But yeah, like the overall the quest wasn't too hard. I feel like with the amount of monsters around, dying once was expected. But again, like I always try not to die. Like that's just like a giant goal of mine, is to just do everything in one take. But you know, sometimes it just doesn't go the way you plan. You just, you know, roll with the punches, as they say. Roll with the punches. Yeah, but like this is like one of the things that I'm wondering why like they even put things in the game if there aren't any, you don't get anything from them. And again, like just like with the immortal monsters and figuring out the proper way to expel their spirits, like, again, if there's like some other puzzle to be had to get things from like areas that you've unlocked, I don't know, it just seems less worth it to me in my mind, because I don't feel like everything needs to be locked behind some sort of key that you have to create open for it to act, for it to work, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, if you have to, if they like lead you to a person that you talk to, like the leader of the enclave or whatever, and they give you a quest that like gives you like say loot, like armor, or like a sword from the enclave, or again like you want the faction of the enclave, something like that, you know, type shit. I get it, right? But when you find a new spot and then there's nothing for you to like do other than like smell the flowers and look at the roses and shit, I don't know. In my mind, it's kind of lame. Like, don't get me wrong. This isn't even the beta. You know, this is before the beta. But like, I would have thought getting armor or like putting armor in your game and like maybe like if you want armor to be kind of scarce, okay, you have say like a specific armor set dropped by specific like bosses in the area, and that's how you unlock the armor set, instead of having like normal monsters or combatants that you come across dropping the armor. They can just drop the regular like material you need to craft different types of armor, right? I could see that being like a functional thing that people wouldn't mind doing, especially if like again they get a reward that's kind of worth the time and effort, right? But yeah, like again, I've been playing this game for quite a bit now, probably about 9 hours, maybe a little bit more. And the thing that frustrates me is the fact that like again when I go on and I play for like say 4 hours, 3 hours, I don't feel like I've changed at all. I feel like I've gotten stronger, right? But my fit's still the same. I haven't changed any new weapon. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gotten any new weapons. I haven't gotten any skills to make me feel like I've progressed in the game at all. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's like the biggest problem currently in my mind, is that you don't feel progression in this game. Yeah, you'll level up your pack level or your weapon level, and then your weapon level is super hard to get points for. Your pack level goes up pretty regularly, but like in general, I don't see it impact too much of my gameplay, other than the inherent things people like want to upgrade, like health, you know. I think there's like a stagger one, I think. I'm not too sure, but like other than the obvious utility, I don't feel much of a change, or I don't feel much of a progression. The only time so far that I really felt like I've progressed in the game really is when I find stuff. Like the fact that I understand you unlock, the fact that I learned that you unlock the map through world trees was probably like the biggest like oh my god progression that I've gotten in the game so far. And I feel so weird for saying that, because I feel like in a game like this, like I feel like there should just be more. Like I feel like that I should be on my third pet by now. You know what I'm saying? I should have a mount by now. You know what I'm saying? Even though again the game is not even fully released, it's not. We're still in the very early stages of the game. You know what I'm saying? By the amount of time I played, I expected to have
not so clear.
Some level of more or something. You know, like again with this, I found this enclave, right?
Maybe you're
and I'm not gonna show you what I found in the enclave because I didn't find shit. Just a bunch of people hiding in a cave, you know? And that's cool, I guess, you know what I mean? But like at the same time, it's like there's no mission in here. There's no like leader I can talk to join the enclave, you know what I'm saying? Like there's not a whole lot of guidance. You still have to find a lot of, you have to find your reason to play this game, right? The game isn't gonna tell you, hey, this is what you do to like enjoy the game. We're not gonna show you what to do to like enjoy the game. You kind of have to talk to people or stumble upon things, which can be good and can be bad, especially in a game with such an expansive big world like this. I don't know. And by no stretch of the means am I saying like hold my hand throughout the game and like, you know, coddle me and make me feel like, you know what I'm saying, like this is where you need to go and this is where you should be all the time type shit. Like, I'm not saying that at all. It's just make there be something to do in every location, you know what I'm saying, other than this kind of like, and don't get me wrong, I'm a wanderer. I said it before in some of my other videos. I do have a Zoro mentality. I do get lost. You know, I do get lost in the worlds. And, you know, the way I set myself back on track is by finding a mission and doing that mission, whether it's an actual storyline mission or a side quest. You know, just trying to help people out, you know. And the fact that this game doesn't have that, again, it's just, in my mind, it's just so jarring because I'm spending a lot of time really just walking around trying to find something, you know what I'm saying? And again, this is my second time being in this area, guys. I hope you guys peeped it. I told you guys in one of my past videos I was going to come back to this location to check on somebody, right? And now that I understand a little bit more about the game, I am going to go check on him right now. But, you know, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, this game needs a lot of knowledge for you to be able to enjoy it effectively, right? But there's not a whole lot of like places where you can gain that knowledge from. Like, for instance, this boss battle, okay, I had to activate it by doing something, right? I had to activate it by hitting something. And, you know, some people don't think of that inherently in a game like this unless a quest prior to that was like, oh, hey, hit this bell, this is going to activate a thing, and this thing is going to do another thing. You know what I'm saying? I kind of just like, again, off of just what I was experiencing as I was going along, I'm like, I have to use a little bit more of my noggin to see what the fuck is going on over here, right? Watch, guys, watch. I remember there being like this little like speck or something around him, so I was like, oh. So I rang the bell, and he arises. I originally thought these guys were at level 10, but they're actually 20, so, or high 20s, so. I also think that this boss battle would have been easier if he wasn't able to resurrect his fuckos. And since he can resurrect the fuckos, like, I'm not gonna lie, it made the boss battle like 8 times harder, because this is probably the first boss that I bumped into where I'm like, okay, I could see this being a group event. Like, I could see this being a group project. Why? Because, again, someone's gonna have to take the little fuckos aggro while someone else is fighting the boss, and then your third person is literally running support for those two side things, or the one side thing and the other main thing, right? That's the only way I could see it working. And doing this solo was probably the most irksome task I told myself to go through. And, you know, would I do it again? Definitely not, because even though I got some like significant, like, I got ingredients to craft stuff, which is cool, right? Don't get me wrong, that's cool, right? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? If I had got a sword out of it, if I got some cool ass armor out of it, I'd feel better about spending the amount of time that it took me to kill this boss. Because, don't get me wrong, guys, it took me a fucking minute to kill this guy. Y'all looking at it right now. I'm not gonna cut shit. It took me a grip to try to kill this dude. And to walk away with literally nothing but like compartmentalized pieces felt so backhanded. Like I don't know, it didn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? The battle in and of itself was fun and challenging, but again, it was like the juice just wasn't worth the squeeze at the end. You know what I mean? And again, like if it's not, like it just wasn't worth it. And if it's not worth it, why am I gonna go through that struggle again? You know what I mean? It made literally no sense. That's why again, I'm gonna look for the other bosses that everyone else is kind of throwing their time into, primarily to see what those bosses drop, because you know, I'm curious if those bosses don't drop armor or drop some like really important craft, like a whole bunch of crafting material, I genuinely just don't see a point in doing boss battles. And that's crazy to say in a game like this. Like you would think, or you would hope that the boss battles in a game like this is what drives you to play the game. Like again, I think of a game like World of Warcraft, like I think of games like Ilsword, you know, where bosses are kind of why you play the game. And like it's not even just the bosses alone, it's also the items you get from it, the prestige you get from beating some of these tough bosses and gaining their armor. You know what I'm saying? It's like a badge of notoriety for some players. I'm like, yeah, I went through the turmoil of fighting against Fucko, and you know, I won, and this is what I want out of it. You know what I mean? In this game, it's devoid of that satisfaction. It's devoid of that positive dopamine response. I feel like there's only like if you get like positive feelings off of exploration, this game does have that for you. It has it for you in like the most minute sense, because in my mind it's not just about finding a new location, it's also about doing something impactful in that location, right? And whether it's finding a new village or finding another enclave, I have yet to find anything new to do in the area or in the enclave. Like it's just missing that thing that makes me go, oh wow, I'm gonna stay here I'm gonna spend more than 5 seconds in this area and really change this place because I want to have an impact on this group of people. You know what I'm saying? It's devoid of that. It's more like you're just again searching. You're in this never-ending search, and it's just like even when you find something, you might not actually find anything, and it's daunting. It's daunting. Like this battle, it's gonna rage on and on until either you die or you fucking kill it. And it's like, okay, I killed it, right? What do I get out of it? Oh, you get nothing. You literally get compartments, and you get a handshake. And it's like, no, I don't want to shake your hand. I didn't get anything really to like augment my stats. I didn't get anything unique that's gonna improve my gameplay, my combat gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even get anything cosmetically to make me feel like, okay, this battle was worth it because now I got this dope ass armor. You know, there's like, again, I said it before, I think in my first video about this, or my second video about this game, is like big old nothing burger. Especially now that like I have more knowledge about this game than when I originally started. I can interact with it more than what I could originally. There is still, it's still lacking that protein, that substance that games like this kind of need, you know what I'm saying, to thrive. And I hope when I play those other bosses that are kind of like seriously hidden in the game, that other people are playing and probably grinding, that feeling changes for me. But at this moment right now, like, again, I'm stuck back where I was, you know. Again, I play this game for so long, and I don't feel like I've changed. I feel like I've just stayed the same. And after playing a game for like 9 hours, like that's disappointing to say. Like I can't hit it harder on the head than that. And this is what I was talking about earlier about letting me lock on to targets, because I was really, you guys saw I was trying to hit the boss there, and I just went through the, like, I didn't hit the boss. I kind of just attacked past him, which is really irritating, especially when there are a lot of secondary monsters in the area to where it like hinders the combat, you know. And also locking onto the boss, in my opinion, or being able to lock onto monsters, in my opinion, could also help with the dodge mechanic, because I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like the dodge mechanic is kind of stiff. And again, sometimes I'll get the wrong input, sometimes I'm stuttering to move into the roll, into the dodge, and you know, I think it's just because it's trying to decide, the UI in the game is trying to decide if I'm trying to run or if I'm trying to dodge, you know? And I feel like just having that locking mechanism in the game, you can make it to where when you're locked on, you're guaranteed to dodge. And that improves your combat like tenfold. Because now you don't have to deal with the multi-option and getting the wrong option off of clicking the right button. If that makes any sense, you know? I will say though, again, this boss battle was really cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little annoying just because he could resurrect monsters and he has a CC. Like, the fact that, like, again, the monsters have cooler attacks than I do, and I'm like, I'm jealous. Like, I'm genuinely jealous of the monsters I face because they're way cooler than me, you know. And it's just like, why, you know? Like, I would love to be able to fight, like, say an undead knight as like because the Keth of Kings is a fire-based dude, right? If I had his fire-based powers, right, and it augmented my combat to be more of like a fire knight, flame swordsman-esque, and then I'm fighting kind of like this undead knight mage in like this kind of like dying swamp, I feel like that'd be much more, way more exciting, interesting kind of gameplay than this, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, this is pretty good for vanilla, for very basic stuff, right? But again, I'm fighting monsters who are like level 20, almost 30. I'm almost level 20, I'm almost level 30 myself. So like, again, in other games, when you reach this milestone, I think of Pokemon. Your Pokemon have already evolved. You're getting close to the third stage, really, to where the game starts to open up more for you, right? In games like Ilsword, games like Ilsword, you get job advancements, and your class evolves. You know what I'm saying? I've never played WoW, but I feel like they have probably similar job advancements. You unlock higher level skills that make you feel like you're doing more with whatever the fuck you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? There's one game that I'm thinking of right now. It's called like Black Desert Online, and with them, again, skills. You unlock more skills. You get more combos to link into via these skills that you're improving on. You know what I'm saying? You get to improve your stat line. You know what I'm saying? Something. I don't even know what my stats are in this game. You know what I'm saying? All I know is that right now I have increased stagger rate and my parry window's higher. You know, by the end of this video, I believe I'm able to parry heavy attacks now, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? But that's still very, very basic stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a good start, but like where's the more? Like, again, I'm fighting a guy who's literally switching places with the minions he's placing on the board, right? Again, playing literal chess, trying to beat this monster that has a lot of cards, right? I have no form of AoE as the knight, and there's no real, like, there's no real strong oppressive move I got to really equalize the playing field. Yeah, I can use my buffs to increase my attack, my agility, my defense, but like at the end of the day, it's just stalling time, right? In this instance, stalling for time is doing him more favors than me, and it's like again, I don't know. There has to be more for the player, especially when I'm going up against some of these really interesting bosses and I'm fighting them as the generic knight. It's just, I don't know. In my mind, it just feels, like it's missing something. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's missing something. Don't get me wrong. Generic Immortal Knight, you know what I'm saying? That's cool as like the starter pack to any interesting story, but like, you know, a Death Knight runs that same storyline and they get dark power, you know what I'm saying? And they get to control the Nether, you know what I'm saying? And they get to be able to summon something or become more durable, offensive, something or other, you know what I mean? They gain something with this undead revival shit. You know what I'm saying? For me, right now, all I get is to fight this guy again as a general knight, as a basic knight again. I get no real formidable power-ups. I get no real serious combat skill to really show these guys to back up, give me space. You know, I have to just run in casual, regular degler and, you know, and swing, you know, on some Unga Bunga shit. And don't get me wrong, that's cool for like 20 levels. But once you get to the higher echelon of the game, I don't know. You would expect more. Like, when you run into like a level 60 player and you're like level 20, you know, you expect them to have a certain level of skills to where you're like, if I run into this guy in a PvP area, this guy's gonna murk me fast, quick, in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? Quick, fast, and in a hurry. But as the game is right now, I feel like a level 20 warrior versus a level 30 warrior, if they were to fight, it's all skill based, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, that's fire. That's what you want a PvP game to be like. But this isn't PvP. I want to be busted as fuck fighting these NPCs. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they get to resurrect monsters off the wazoo. I want to be busted as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I want to be flying in the air, smashing down on the ground. You know, I'm doing some Hulk shit. All I want to do is smash. You know what I'm saying? And like, on some Khabib Nurmagomedov shit. I'm gonna smash your boy. But like, for real, like, this game lacks that real, like, I'm gonna smash quality. Like, you know what I'm saying? It really needs that, in my opinion, personally. I feel like once the game really fleshes out the combat, really figures out how the players want to be rewarded, I hope the other players that are playing this game are saying the same thing as me, because I really do feel like giving us like more armor to wear, making weapon drops a little bit more accessible, and like making it to where like boss monsters actually give you something more for your time. I feel like would really make this game shine a bit more. And don't get me wrong, again, I keep saying it, but this is in the early stages of the game. I have to tell myself this all the time, because the way the game looks, you think this is a fully finished game. You think this game is done, but like when you play it, you realize, okay, I see where you could add to it, and again, pets, kind of like an easy one, kind of like an obvious one. Again, combat needs to be fleshed out a little bit more, in my opinion. I wonder if everybody else agrees with that too, even though there are some weapon types, like again the spell sword that I was told of, but again I haven't found it, so it's hearsay to me still. It's still a rumor. But yeah, if there are like other weapon types you can get and you can use, like that's cool. And if that does augment your combat in some sort of way to where it stays interesting, that's cool. But like again, having these weapon types have different skills that really do show progression and really do flesh out the combat a little bit more, I think is kind of like a must now. Like genuinely, like you can't have like simple combat, especially in games like this where not even the combatants you fight have a simple form of combat, but you're expected to. Like it just, it's kind of crazy. Like again, just to bring it back to one of the fights that you guys saw in this video, I was fighting that one world boss, or that one mini boss on the side, right? And he imbued his weapon with electricity, and it did over damage. And you're gonna tell me I can't do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And it makes no sense. Like I don't know, man. There has to be some sort of last resort kind of like tactic, or like some like situations in the game to where the player can utilize some advanced level stuff that they've gotten through their struggle. Right. That's all I'm saying. And the fact that they have the best basics for an adventure game like this, the best basics, to where they can't really go wrong. All they have to do is add the correct things and this game could be gold, is like, it's almost like a godsend. You know what I'm saying? You have the best startup ever. Again, they could do a little bit better with the guidance. Again, having to self-teach yourself how to heal in the game as you progress in the game, kind of irritating. But you know, if you're an avid gamer, it's not going to be too hard for you to figure out. But again, just adding more to the area, adding more to the world, in the enclaves, giving the players more things to do, expanding the combat, really, you know what I mean? Adding pets, because again, this is a very big environmentally friendly game. Like, it's very obvious this is what they're going for. So adding pets, giving us mounts, you know, maybe adding fairies and fake creatures like that to really expand the world, adding more like intelligent races to where we have, like, again, more dialogue, more quests, expand the story of the whole world. You know, I feel like is a good start. But yeah, I am Corrosive. This has been a great adventure. I'll catch you next time.